This screen recording is about making selections in Photoshop for iPad. So this time, instead of clicking on Create New, we're going to click on Import and Open. So when that pops up, you're going to choose Photos and choose something from your iPad camera roll. I'm going to work with a little picture of my leaf here, which is super cute. It looks like I picked the wrong leaf picture, but that's okay because it'll give me a chance to show you some of the stuff that I want to show you. So in the first video, screen grab, I was looking at the basics like the brushes and all that, but today we're going to start right at the top of the toolbar with, first, that's just a general kind of move selection grab tool. I'm not sure of its first name actually. But here's my photo. Okay, zoomed out a little bit. The first one down is a transform tool, just a regular transform tool. Like if you were working in the desktop version, this would be Command T. So that's pretty handy to have at your fingertips there without having to use keyboard tools. The different settings here are all going to be different transform options. Okay, so where you would have used Command T and a right click before, you can use this, and these are all different ways to transform either an image or a selection. And it gives you additional information there. You can also, let me kind of get this a little bit back to normal here. You can also come up to the top right and you can mirror the image up and down or left to right. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that because we want it to be a little bit recognizable. And then I'm going to zoom in. And I want to now go down, not here because that's where I just was, to this section here. Okay, so this is the area of selection tools, and the marquees are the first. This is a little area we're going to start. So the first tool is actually a lasso, and you can see because it just looks just like one. So I've selected the lasso as my first selection tool. And now I'm going to start at the top there. The highlighted selection setting is add to selection. So if I were to just start drawing a freehand rough cut selection of that leaf, okay, then I could add to that selection by going around and just keep adding more. And maybe I didn't like that shape, so I could switch to subtract from selection. Okay, and I could reshape parts of it, you know, make it, oh, that's better. Okay, something like that. Okay, other selection tools, I could click on this selection. Oh, I don't have a setting for that, sorry, my bad. Ooh, let's go back right there. Okay, let's let's go to this. The quick selection, I think it's called the smart selection here, is going to seek the edges. So let me zoom in and show that. It's looking for, I'm going to deselect. See along the bottom, mask, deselect, erase, invert. So deselect is just straight up what it sounds like. It makes all your marching ants go away. That's what those are called, the boundaries of the selection. So now I'm just dragging my finger along, and Photoshop is looking for the edges where the subject is different from the background. So you can see that it is not perfect at it. The reason it's not perfect at it is because it's not looking for the actual subject, like, oh, I know the difference between a leaf and the thing behind it. It's looking for the hard edges. Okay, so when you come in here, you can switch tools, you can add and subtract back and forth. Okay, and that's what I was starting to do, but I don't want to spend too long. So now I have, this is a good old rectangular marquee. It's for good, large, wide selections. And then lastly, there was an elliptical marquee. Oops, I didn't have it. So you see when you don't have, I wasn't paying attention to the setting to see if it was going to add to it, it just made a new one, which is okay too. And then the last thing I want to show in this area are the marquee settings. So here I can make a new setting of feather, draw my new setting, or my new selection, and it should have a nice feather on it, so that if I draw inside there, I guess it was too much because it let it go right through. Let's try that again. Okay, so I'm going to deselect. I'm going to choose my feather. Where did you? Oh, I'm on the brush. Going to get on the feather. I'm going to maybe make it a little less feathered because I think that it just got a little too soft. Do this. And then let's try that paintbrush again. Yeah, that's much better. So it's keeping it at the edges. That other one, it was just way too soft. Now you may ask yourself why you would paint over your subject, and I would answer you, there's no good reason. So, except that I wanted to show you what a soft edge selection looked like by feathering. All right, so there are the selection tools, and we'll come back and hit another area of the workspace next.